talking about my trip to Honduras and Mexico, talking about the diving and other things I did while I was in Honduras, and then a couple places in Mexico. And then we did make a little stop to Bimini there, or Honduras. Our first day there, we got there early in the morning, around 8 in the morning, 8 or 9. Our first stop, we drove around for a little bit. I'll probably put some pictures and videos from it. And yeah, so we got there. It's definitely different from America. A different type of country. So we went to our first spot. It was nature reserve in Roatan, the capital of the island, and got to interact with some monkeys and sloths. Sloths are definitely different. I've never seen them before. It was the first time seeing them in the wild, and they're so cool. I mean, that's not something like you see in Florida. And then seeing the monkeys, they let us go on a little enclosure with them. They're used to people, but I mean, we're obviously still not 100% acclimated to people. But they didn't care. They just walked all over us. I went with my family, so I'll probably put pictures of that. And yeah, that was our first little couple of hours there. And then we finally, because we did plan a dive finally when we first got there. I'm like, well, thank you. So we drove to the dive snorkel little center they had there. First impressions, the boat was definitely interesting. I probably could show it in the video. It was just a platform, a wood platform with a motor, but you know, not something you'd be used to diving off in Florida snorkel trip. But yeah, first impressions, we were in the mangroves and in that city area. The water was brown when we got there. I was like, oh geez, we're not going to be able to see anything. This is going to be interesting. And then we finally drove out, which I understood that we're in a more murky, brackish water area, so you're not going to have clear water there every time. So we finally got out there, and it was about a 10-minute boat ride, but we got to the reef, and it was just like my experience in Hawaii, where the water was deep blue, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And the thing about Roatan and that entire island is that it's, think of it as like a mountain almost, but an underwater mountain they call it, and it rises up. So you'll have the entire mountain kind of building up that island, and then it just slowly goes off to the continental shelf. But in the video, in our first like dive into the reef, you see like one of the drops of the continental shelf, and it's pretty cool. I mean, we didn't see that much of the reef, like animal-wise, which I mean, it's fine. I mean, we could get a run with that. But yeah, so we got in the reef. The water was nice. It was probably like 75, 80. It was clear. We could see probably like 50 feet, 100 feet. It was pretty good. So we got in there. The thing about their corals is that they're not all completely bleached in that Mesoamerican area. A lot of the corals they'll show in this video, they'll have lots of color on them like they usually should. But in Florida we don't have that, you know, everywhere. You have that in the Keys. But there it was, as soon as we got in, you were seeing corals of all these different colors. You could see a little bit of bleaching, but it wasn't that bad. It hasn't hit them as hard. It's very interesting because as a first world country like ourselves in America, you see that not a lot of places have coral reefs like that. Hawaii is an exception. I wouldn't consider that in the mainland of America, but like Florida, reefs will have, regular seagrass and sea fans. But this, being in Honduras, they had almost every different type of coral you could think of that was growing and just living, just like in Hawaii and places like that. But I feel like these coral more condensed and more spread out, and it was just so cool. We didn't start from the beach like we did in Hawaii, but as soon as we got in, continuing on and going in the water there, going in, I wasn't expecting it to be as beautiful as it was going through it, and the water is beautiful. It's just crazy to see all of the different marine life, and depending what part I am in the video, I'll show you. I went through a couple of groups of blue and / purplish tang, and about 500 of them. But when we first stopped in, we did see when we were in the walking on one of the docks, there was a lot of blue tang. But it's kind of cool to see it on the reef too, that there's groups of blue tang that swim by. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and unexpected. The area is not perfect. It is a developing country, and they were heavily reliant on tourism and fishing, but you could see that even places like this, their reefs are almost perfect, and they surprisingly don't have a lot of restrictions on the reefs versus America, as they don't have much.
Now, let's get into some of these videos. This video right here, there's a ravine, and now you can see the continental shelf, just how blue it looks. Just another great view. Right here you got some fan coral coming up, and some little sponge coral right there too. Here's some videos of the blue tang I was talking about. Here I kind of try to go through them. Just unbelievable, their color and how they just form as a pack. Here you see another fan coral, a little bit more spongy coral. Here I find another porcupine fish. These guys just don't like being bothered, but try to get them on video. Here's another visualization of the drop off the reef. They said it was around 100 to 150 feet deep, which is a crazy drop off versus our continental shelf in Florida, which is very gradual. Here's another ravine I try to swim down through, just to give you guys a closer look about all these different fishes and just around the reef. Another ravine right here, just it's so beautiful out here. insight about healthy coral and a present abundance of fish. And here you'll see all these different types of corals. I'll swim around the reef, a little patrol. But yeah, you can see all the color. This is what a healthy reef looks like. No coral bleaching. Not a lot of it is broken off. It's a very different world here, and it contrasts what it looks like on the outside. Next we go to
enjoy the Mayan ruin area, Mayan area. We went to see some of their ruins there. I'm not an expert on all of it, but I'll show a couple pictures of that. And we did see wild monkeys, which is just another checklist of my life bucket list. Just so cool. What else? And then because we went through Mexico, it was pretty good. I liked it there. And when we went to the Bahamas in one of the man-made islands, I have a video of one of the stingers that's all there. Incident with people there, but I wanted to enjoy the area. I got to dive again.
So here's some of the little spot I was snorkeling in the Bahamas. Here you can see some flagfish going around, and this is just mostly close to the beach. It's a rocky area. Sand's nice and white. It's probably 1 to 2 feet here. Couple of mangrove snapper here and some flagfish. Again, just a little empty. I'm not expecting to see a whole lot here. It's just I wanted to get a dive in, show you guys a little bit of the water here and what it's like. And again, it's similar marine life to Florida, or in that same Caribbean area. just a fun little spot here, a little quick stop. Some blue striped grunts, more flagfish, just a little smaller area. We're not expecting bait fish here. This is where fish come to most of the time grow, kind of hide away from the bigger fish. Just a cool little circle of life right there. And most of this area that I'm in is seagrass beds right off the beach, which is a good place for sea turtles and stuff like that. Too bad we didn't get them in this video, but in past videos you've seen more seagrass areas have sea turtles and stuff like that. Fish right here, and this concludes all the dive videos I have.
I didn't get to dive in Mexico. I wish I could, but just our day didn't revolve around it, which I guess is good because the water did look pretty blown out. But yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoy some of the extra videos I put in here. Yeah. See you guys in the next one. I'll be posting more videos eventually. I'm going through all of it. I'll probably post clips from this video. Been busy lately. Florida weather has been perfect. I'm probably expecting around December I'll make another video. So my friends are coming back down from college, which will be interesting. Hopefully the weather holds up. But that's what I'm expecting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.